Does your back lock up the moment you try to get out of bed? Are you afraid to sit down because of a burning sensation that spreads from your hip down your leg within minutes? No matter what you do, is there a deep, persistent pain in one of your hips? If so, you've come to the right place. I'm Dr. Michael Turner, and for many years I've been helping adults over the age of 50 permanently get rid of stubborn back and leg pain using safe, at-home movement strategies. If you watch the exercises I'm going to share today all the way through and start doing them, you will get rid of your pain. Today I'm going to show you 5 gentle floor exercises, counting down from 5 to 1. Let's get started. Exercise 5, Gentle Lumbar Pelvic Tilt. This is your starting point if your lower back feels rigid, locked up, or constantly braced against movement. The pelvic tilt targets the deep, stabilizing muscles around your lumbar spine, particularly the transverse abdominis and the multifidus, while teaching your pelvis to move in a controlled, pain-free arc. When the lower back is stiff and guarded, the tissues surrounding the nerve roots can stay compressed under constant muscular tension. A gentle pelvic tilt may help restore small but important movement to that area, encourage healthy blood flow, and reduce the protective muscle spasm that often amplifies sciatic discomfort over time. Lie face up on a firm surface. A yoga mat on the floor or a carpeted room works perfectly. Bend both knees and place your feet flat, roughly hip-width apart, about a foot away from your hips. Let your arms rest alongside your body with palms facing down. Notice the small natural arch under your lower back. You should be able to slide your fingers into that space. If your neck feels strained, tuck a thin folded towel beneath your head until your throat feels open and relaxed. Take a relaxed breath in through your nose and let your belly expand gently. As you breathe out slowly through your mouth, draw your lower belly inward. Imagine pulling your navel back toward the floor and let that action flatten the curve of your lower back against the surface beneath you. Your tailbone will lift ever so slightly as your pelvis tilts. Hold that flattened position for a full 2-second count while you finish your exhale. You should feel a mild tightening deep in your abdomen, not a crunch or a strain. Inhale again and allow your pelvis to gently rock back to neutral so the small arch returns naturally. Don't push your belly out, just release. Repeat this rocking motion smoothly. Think of your pelvis like a shallow bowl of water that you're tipping gently back and forth. Exhale to flatten, inhale to release. The breath drives the movement. Perform 10 slow repetitions. Rest for about 20 seconds, then do a second set of 10. Each rep should take roughly 4 to 5 seconds. Total exercise time, including rest, is around 3 minutes. A common mistake is pressing through the feet and bridging the hips up high. This turns it into a glute bridge, which is a completely different exercise. The pelvic tilt is subtle. Your tailbone might rise a centimeter at most. Another mistake is clenching the jaw or holding the breath. Both are signs of excessive effort. To make it easier, place a small pillow under both knees. To make it harder, hold the flattened position for 5 full seconds instead of 2. You should feel gentle engagement deep in your lower abdomen. If you notice any sharp jolt in the back, if pain starts shooting down the leg, or if tingling increases, stop and rest. Keep discomfort between 0 and 3 out of 10. Exercise 4, Supported Single Knee to Chest. This exercise is ideal if you feel compressed or jammed in the lower back as though your vertebrae are stacked too tightly on one side. The single knee to chest gently opens the space between the lower lumbar segments and stretches the muscles along the back of the pelvis. Drawing one knee toward the chest creates a mild traction effect on the lumbar spine, which may temporarily relieve pressure where nerve roots exit the spinal column. Many people with sciatic-type symptoms find this position naturally soothing. Stay on your back with both knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Before you begin, start with the side that feels more comfortable. This lets your body ease into the movement with confidence. Inhale gently to prepare. On your exhale, slowly lift one knee toward your chest. Bring both hands to the back of your thigh, right in the crease behind the knee. Interlace your fingers there so you have a secure grip. Never grab the front of the knee or pull on the shin bone. Use your hands to guide the thigh gently closer to your torso. Go only until you feel a mild stretch across the lower back or the top of the buttock. For most people over 50, the thigh won't come anywhere near the chest, and it doesn't need to. Keep the opposite foot firmly planted on the floor with that knee still bent. Hold the position, breathing slowly. To release, guide the foot back to the floor on an inhale. Rest for 5 seconds, then repeat on the other side. While you hold the knee close, take slow breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Each exhale is a chance for the lower back to soften and release a fraction more. Don't force depth, let gravity and your breathing do the work. Hold each side for 20 to 30 seconds. Alternate legs for 3 holds per side. Total time for this exercise is roughly 4 minutes. A common mistake is yanking the knee aggressively toward the chest. Your arms are guides, not cranes. Another mistake is straightening the non-working leg flat on the floor. This extends the hip and lumbar spine on that side and can increase tension on the sciatic nerve. Always keep the resting knee bent. To make it easier, loop a towel behind the thigh and hold one end in each hand for extra reach. To make it harder, extend the hold to 45 seconds and add very gentle side-to-side rocking of the knee. You should feel a mild, pleasant stretch across the lower back. If pulling the knee up sends a bolt of pain down the leg or intensifies tingling, gently lower the foot and skip this exercise for now. Exercise 3, figure 4 deep piriformis stretch. If you have a stubborn, deep ache buried in one buttock that sometimes spreads down the back of the thigh, this exercise is specifically for you. It targets the piriformis muscle, a small but powerful rotator deep in the hip, along with the surrounding glute fibers that can become chronically tight. The piriformis sits in close proximity to the sciatic nerve, and in some individuals the nerve actually passes directly through the muscle. When the piriformis becomes chronically shortened or inflamed, it can press against the nerve and worsen symptoms. Gently stretching this muscle may reduce that mechanical pressure. Lie on your back, both knees bent, feet flat. Begin with the less painful side if one side is significantly worse. Lift your right foot off the floor and cross the right ankle over the left thigh, positioning it just above the left kneecap. Let the right knee fall open to the side. You've now created a figure 4 shape with your legs. Actively flex your right foot, pull your toes back toward your shin. This helps protect your knee from unwanted rotational stress. Pause here and check in. Many people already feel a meaningful stretch in the right buttock in this position alone. If that's the case, simply stay here and breathe. If you want more, slowly lift your left foot off the floor and draw your left thigh toward your chest. Reach both hands through the triangular gap and clasp them behind the left thigh. Gently pull the left thigh closer to you. As the left thigh comes in, the stretch in the right buttock will deepen naturally. Keep your head on the floor if it lifts. You're pulling too far. To come out, lower the left foot to the floor first, then uncross the right ankle. Breathe in through the nose for a count of 3, then out through the mouth for a count of 5. The longer exhale encourages muscular release. Hold for 30 seconds per side. Alternate sides for 2 to 3 rounds each. Total time is about 4 to 5 minutes. A common mistake is letting the crossed foot dangle loosely. Keep the foot actively flexed throughout. Another is pulling so hard that the pelvis curls dramatically off the floor. Ease off until your pelvis feels stable. To make it easier, skip the pulling phase entirely and let gravity alone provide the stretch. To make it harder, extend holds to 60 seconds. You should feel a deep, satisfying stretch in the buttock of the crossed leg. If you feel a sharp pinch in the hip joint or any increase in symptoms down the leg, release the stretch right away. Exercise 2, supine sciatic nerve glide. This exercise is designed for anyone who feels a pulling, burning, or electrical type sensation running along the back of the thigh and sometimes into the calf. It targets the sciatic nerve itself by gently encouraging it to slide back and forth through the surrounding muscles and connective tissue. An irritated nerve can develop areas where it doesn't glide as smoothly as it should. A nerve glide uses coordinated movements at both ends of the nerve to create a gentle back and forth sliding motion. Over time, this may help restore smoother movement of the nerve and reduce that characteristic pulling or electrical discomfort. The golden rule is gentleness, never force. Lie on your back with both knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Lift the leg you want to work with and cradle the back of the thigh in both hands, fingers interlaced. Your thigh should point toward the ceiling. The opposite foot stays flat with the knee bent. Start with the working knee bent and the foot hanging loosely. Begin to slowly straighten the knee, sliding your foot toward the ceiling. As you extend the knee, simultaneously tilt your chin gently upward so you're looking at the wall behind you. This is the key coordination. One end of the nerve gets tensioned while the other gets released. Straighten the knee only until you feel a mild pull along the back of the thigh. Now reverse. Bend the knee back toward the starting position while simultaneously tucking your chin gently toward your chest. Continue this alternating motion rhythmically and smoothly. Each full cycle should take about 4 seconds total. Breathe naturally and continuously. Inhale as you extend the knee and look up. Exhale as you bend the knee and tuck the chin. Start with 6 repetitions on one side, then switch legs. Rest 30 seconds between sides. Perform 2 sets per leg. In your first week, pay attention to how you feel over the following 24 hours before increasing. Build to 10 reps over subsequent weeks. Total exercise time is about 4 minutes. A common mistake is holding the leg straight at the top like a static hamstring stretch. This is a dynamic sliding exercise. The nerve needs to move back and forth, not be pinned under tension. Another mistake is aggressively pulling the toes toward the face while straightening the knee. Keep the foot relaxed. Forgetting the head and chin movement is also common. Without it, you're just stretching, not gliding. To make it easier, rest the back of your thigh against a wall for support. To make it harder, add a gentle ankle pump once the basic version is symptom-free for a week. You might feel gentle pulling or mild tingling along the back of the thigh. That's generally normal. However, if sharp shooting pain occurs, tingling intensifies, or sensations travel further toward the foot than usual, stop the exercise immediately. Exercise 1: Side-lying hip clamshell. This final exercise is for anyone whose hips feel weak, wobbly, or unreliable, especially when walking or climbing stairs. It targets the gluteus medius and the deep external rotators of the hip, muscles critical for keeping your pelvis stable and balanced. Weak hip stabilizers are one of the most underappreciated factors in persistent sciatic pain. When these muscles aren't strong enough to control the pelvis during movement, the lower back and piriformis end up absorbing forces they weren't designed to handle alone. Strengthening the gluteus medius may help distribute those forces more evenly. Roll onto your side with the more painful side facing up. Rest your head on your bottom arm or a pillow, bend both knees to about a 45-degree angle, and stack your hips directly on top of each other. Pull your heels back so they line up with your spine. Place your top hand on your hip bone. This is your feedback sensor to detect any unwanted rolling. Begin with your knees stacked together and feet touching. Keeping your feet pressed together the entire time, slowly rotate your top knee toward the ceiling. Imagine your legs are a clamshell opening. The rotation happens purely at the hip joint. If the hand on your hip feels it rocking backward, you've gone too far. Pull back to the point just before the rocking begins. Hold the open position for 2 seconds. Lower the knee slowly back down with control. That completes 1 repetition. Exhale as you open the clamshell. Inhale as you lower back down. Perform 10 repetitions on one side, then carefully roll over and complete 10 on the other. Do 2 sets per side. Rest 20 to 30 seconds between sets. Total time is around 4 to 5 minutes. During your first week, 8 reps per side is plenty. A common mistake is rolling the entire torso backward to get the knee higher. That means your body weight is doing the work, not the hip muscles. Another mistake is separating the feet instead of keeping them together. To make it easier, reduce the range of motion or place a pillow between knees. To make it harder, increase the hold at the top to 5 seconds per rep or add a light resistance band after week 3. You should feel a deep, burning fatigue on the outer hip. If you feel sharp joint pain or any increase in sciatic-type symptoms, reduce range or rest. One important safety note before we finish. If you experience sudden loss of bowel or bladder control, numbness in the inner thighs or groin area, rapidly worsening weakness in one or both legs, back pain accompanied by unexplained fever, or symptoms that began after a serious fall, please stop exercising and contact a healthcare provider right away. Here's your complete daily routine. Exercise 5. Pelvic tilt about 3 minutes. Exercise 4. Knee to chest about 4 minutes. Exercise 3. Piriformis stretch about 4 minutes. Exercise 2. Nerve glide about 4 minutes. Exercise 1. Clamshell about 4 minutes. Total time is roughly 19 minutes from start to finish. Aim to perform this routine 3 to 5 times per week. For your 4-week progression, week 1, use the easier version of each exercise and stay at lower reps. Week 2, move to the standard version. Week 3, increase your hold times or add 1 additional set. Week 4, try the gentle progressions for exercises that have become easy. Only change 1 variable at a time. That's your complete routine. 5 lying down exercises, under 20 minutes, 0 equipment, and a real chance at feeling more comfortable again. Tell me in the comments, where does your sciatic pain bother you most? Buttock, thigh, calf, or foot? Your answers shape the videos I create next. If this helped you, tap that thumbs up button and hit subscribe. I'm planning a follow-up video with exercises you can do while lying in bed, perfect for those rough mornings when the floor feels too far away. Move gently, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next one.